The animal is the rarest literally means the thing which is found very few. So rarest animal means that the animal which is found very less. So this is an animal which I have drawn on the board, has two mouths, okay, and one body, okay. So these animals were having two mouths, one here and one here, and in between their body was there. The features of this animal was that only one head, as you can see two heads are there, so only one head slept at one time and one head was keeping awake, okay. Like if this head is resting, so this was available, and if this head was resting, then this was available, okay. So that they can take care of, they can be alert from their enemies and they can save themselves from being caught. So this was this animal was found very years before, and that is why this animal is known as the rarest animal of all. Now let's study more about this animal. The chapter here is the rarest animal of all. This story is about Dr. Dolittle. Dr. Dolittle was a veterinarian doctor, and he was a doctor of animals. Dr. Dolittle is beloved character from a series of books by Hugh Lofting. The good doctor can talk to any animal in its own language, and he sails around the world helping animals everywhere. Read about this encounter with the rarest animal in Africa. So this animal was found in Africa. So Dr. Dolittle is linked with this African animal. So let's study the story. Pushmi-pullers are now extinct. Extinct means these are not found now. That means they are not anymore. But long ago, when Dr. Dolittle was alive, there was some of them still left in the deepest jungles of Africa, and even then they were very, very rare. They had no tail but a head at each end and sharp horns on each head. So this Pushmi-pullers animal is now nowhere found. Before it was found in Africa only. That time Dr. Dolittle was alive. Now he is also no more. That time when this animal was found, this animal animals were very rare, okay, very less these kind of animals were there. So they had no tail. As you can see, they have no tail but head on each side, okay. They were very shy and terribly hard to catch. So they were very shy. They did not mix up with other animals. They loved to live alone only, and it was very hard to catch because at one time only one head was taking rest. No matter which way you come towards the Pushmi-pullyu. The name of this animal is Pushmi-pullyu. So he was always facing towards you. That means some hunters are catching the animals from the back side. So their tail is there, they can't see. But for this animal, either you will come from here or you will come from here. You can see that this animal is observing you. He is watching you. And besides, only one half of him slept at a time. The other head was always awake and watching. This was why they were never caught and never seen in zoos. So this is the reason that we have not seen such kind of animals in the zoos, because it was very difficult for us to catch these kind of animals. Though many of greatest huntsmen and cleverest menagerie keepers. Now what are menagerie keepers? Menagerie keepers means the persons who looked after these zoos, who look after wild animals. So many kind of hunters and menagerie keepers spent years of their life searching through the jungles in all weathers for Pushmi-pullers, but not a single one had even been caught. So they had not caught this kind of animal. Not a single had been caught. Even then, years ago, he was the only animal in the world with two heads. So after that also, many years ago, this was the only animal who was having two heads only, okay. So that's why it is known as the rarest animal of all. Then one day, the monkeys set out looking for this animal through the forest. One day, some monkeys went to the forest and they searched for this pushmi pullers in the jungle. And after they had gone many miles, then when they have walked too much, one of them found strange footprints near the edge of the river. So one of them, they have saw some footprints and they recognized that these are the footprints of that rarest animal, pushmi pullers, near the edge of the river, that means near the river. And they knew that a pushmi puller must be very near that spot. And then they thought that now pushmi pullers is very close, here and there he is somewhere. Then they went along the bank of the river a little way and they saw a place where the grass was high and thick, and they guessed that he was in there. Then they, along with the bank of the river means along with the near the river, when they went a little way, little more, they walked and they saw that a place is there where tall grass is there and very thick grass is there, and then they guessed, they thought that he was there only. So what they do? They all joined hands and made a great circle round the high grass. The pushmi pullu heard them coming. So what they did all the monkeys just joined their hands. Okay, they just hold each other's hand and they made a great circle round the high grass where this pushmi pullu was standing. All around this, that the monkeys made a big circle. And now pushmi puller were already alert, so they heard that somebody is coming. And he tried hard to break through the ring of monkeys, as monkeys have made a big ring. Okay, so pushmi pullu was inside that ring, but pushmi pullu tried to break that ring and to go out, but he was not able to do it. When he saw that it was no use of trying to escape, when he understood that now he cannot break the ring and he cannot go out, he sat down and waited to see what they wanted. He sat down on its place and waited that what monkeys wanted, what monkeys will do now. They asked him if he would go with Dr. Dolittle. Then they asked him that if he would go to Dr. Dolittle and be put on the show on the land of men. And so the monkeys asked pushmi pullers that will you go with us? Will you go with us to Dr. Dolittle and live with him? And as he put show for the on the land of men, where the people came to see many animals. But he shook both his heads hard and said, certainly not. He shook both his heads or both the heads and he said, no, I will not go. They explained to him that he would not be shut up in a zoo. Then the monkeys explained to pushmi pullers that he will not be caught in a zoo but would just be looked at. Okay, he would be taken care of. They told him that the doctor was a very kind man but had not any money. They told that doctor was a very good person but he had no money, and people would pay to see a two-headed animal and the doctor would get rich and could pay for the boat he had borrowed to come to Africa in. So they monkeys told a whole story to pushmi pullers that Dr. Dolittle came to Africa and he has to pay money for the boat he has borrowed to come to Africa. He had no money. And if you will go with us, then many of the people will come to see a rarest animal who is having two heads on both sides. Okay, one head on each side. And then people were very eager to see you, as to you are two-headed animal. So when people will come to see you, they will give money and Dr. Dolittle will become rich and he will pay for the boat which he has borrowed to come to Africa. And again they also said that he was a very good person. But he answered, no, you know how shy I am. I hate being stared at. And he almost began to cry. Then pushmi pullu said, no, you know, I don't like to talk with many people. I am a very shy person and I hate being stared at. If people will look to me like this, so I will not feel good. and he almost began to cry for this. Then for 3 days, the monkeys tried to persuade him. Then continuously 3 days, they made ring around the Pushmipulyas and they tried to persuade. They were forcing Pushmipulyas for all this help. And at the end of the 3rd day, he said he would come with them and see what kind of a man the doctor was first. Then at the end of the 3rd day, Pushmipulyu said to monkeys that okay, I will come with you and I will see firstly what kind of person Dr. Dolittle is. So the monkeys travelled back with Pushmipulyu, and when they came to where the doctor's little house of grass was, they knocked on the door. Then when the monkeys took the Pushmipulyu to Dr. Dolittle, and when they reached to Dr. Dolittle, they just knocked the door. And when they knocked the door, there was a duck. The duck who was packing the trunk said, "Come in." Okay, the duck was there. That duck opened the door and said, "Come in." And Chichi very proudly took the animal inside. Chichi was the name of the duck, and it was very proud to see an animal inside and showed him to doctor. And then they showed that to doctor. "What in the world is it?" asked John Dolittle. So doctor's full name was John Dolittle. So John Dolittle asked which world they have came. Gazing at the strange creature, he was very surprised and shocked to see that different kind of animal. "Lord, save us," cried the duck. Duck shouted that Lord has saved us. "How does it make up its mind? It does not look to me as though had any," said Zip the dog. There was one dog also, his name was Zip, and he said that it is very different to see this animal. It is very strange. This doctor said Chichi. Now Chichi the duck said to doctor, "Is this the Pushmipulya, the rarest animal of African jungles, the only two-headed beast in the world?" So it explained that this animal is found in African jungles, and it is only the two-headed animal, two-headed beast in the world. So beast is animal. "Take him home with you and your fortune made." So they told that take this animal with you at your home and your fortune will be made. Fortune made means that many people will come to see him and you will earn a lot of money. People will pay any money to see him. So people will pay any money to see him because this is the very rare animal found in African jungles. "But I don't want any money," said the doctor. But the doctor replied after listening all this that he don't want any money. "Yes, you do," the the duck. Now the duck said, "Yes, you do. Don't you remember how we had to pinch and scrap to pay the butcher's bill in the puddle by?" So they said, now the dab said that you forget how we have arranged money to give to the butcher to all the things we have taken from him, and how are you going to get the sailor the new boat you spoke of, and to the sailor you have to give a new boat. So from where you will get this new boat unless we have the money to buy it? As we have no money, so how we will arrange all these things? "I was going to make him one," said the doctor. Doctor said, "I will arrange the money." "Oh, do be sensible," cried Dab. Then Dab shouted, "Be sensible," that means think carefully. "Where would you get all the wood and the nails to make one with?" So he said that, "I will arrange the boat, I will make the boat." So now Dab said, "From where you will arrange the wood and nails? That also needs money. And besides, what are we going to live on? And after this, now how we will live? From where we will eat? We shall be poorer than ever we get back. We will be very poor as we have no money." Chichi is perfectly right. Take the funny looking thing along too. So Dab said that Chichi is correct. "You should take this animal with you." "Well, perhaps there is something in what you say," murmured the doctor. Then doctor speak very slowly that, "Yes, whatsoever you are saying, something correct is there in that. It certainly would make a nice new kind of pet. But Does the what do you call it really want to go abroad? Now, Dr. Dolittle is saying, yes, you all are a little bit right, but do you think the animal which is there in front of us, he would be ready to go? Yes, I will go, said Pushmi-Pullyu. Now Pushmi-Pullyu said, yes, I will go, who saw it once, from the doctor's face. This Pushmi-Pullyu was observing the doctor regularly. So at once he said, yes, I will go. From the doctor's face that he was man to be trusted. He realized, Pushmi-Pullyu realized that Dr. Dolittle was a man who can be trusted. You have been so kind to animals here, and the monkeys tell me that I am the only one who will do. So monkeys have explained to me your condition, and they said that only I can earn money for you, but you promise me that if I do not like it in the land of men, you will send me back. So they said that just promise me, if I would not like this land of men, then you will send me back. Why, certainly, of course, said the doctor. Then doctor said, yes, surely if you will not feel good, then I will send you back to your home. Okay, so this was all about Dr. Dolittle. Now let's do new words. First is rarest, that is most common and unusual. Next is menagerie keepers, that are the persons who looked after the collection of wild animals. Then next is beast. Beast means animal. Pinch and scrap, that is live carefully on a very little money. So from this poem, from this chapter, we came to know about a new kind of animal, that is Pushmi-Pullyu, and also we got to know about Dr. Dolittle, who was an animals doctor, and he was very kind with the animals. Okay, thank you so much. Good morning to all of you. Today's chapter is chapter number 7, A Scribe's Dream. Chapter number 7, A Scribe's Dream. Firstly, we go through some difficult terms, new terms, which you have to know before reading the chapter. So the number 1 term is scribe, which came in the chapter name also. Scribe, a person who copies books and writings. A person who writes the books, who copies books and somebody's writings, is known as scribe. Next is strolled over. Strolled over, that is went to. Strolled over, went to. Next, gasped in failing voice. Gasped in failing voice means spoke with difficulty due to shock. Actually, whenever a person is in shock and he can't speak, that is in the case we said as gasped in failing voice. Next is sad in silent despair. Sad in silent despair means hopeless. When you're having no hope of making all the things right, that means in that case we say that he sat in silent despair. Next is utter ruin. Utter ruin means complete party. When a person, when a family or anybody is in the condition, they cannot do anything, they cannot improve their financial needs, that is the case of utter ruin. Next is tale of woe. Tale of woe means suffering. Whenever you are handling very difficult things, that means you are suffering. That is the tale of woe. Next is huzur. Huzur is an Urdu word that means sir. In English, sir, and in Hindi or Urdu, that is huzur. Next is debt. D-E-B-T, debt. B is silent here and it is spoken as debt. Debt means sum of money that is owed. That means the money which you have taken from anybody else, that is known as debt, which you have to return to that person with interest. That is debt, that means sum of money that is owed. Last is met his match. Met his match means better than him or somebody we met who is equal to us. Equal to us in the features which we are having in competition. That So these are the few terms which we'll study in this chapter, a scribe's dream. So let's study the chapter in detail about a scribe's dream. So this chapter, a scribe's dream. Let's start. A poor scribe finds himself in the clutches of greedy moneylender who tries to trick him into paying for a dream. The scribe and his wife turn to Birbal, the famous minister in Akbar's court. How will the wise and witty Birbal solve their problems? So once there was a poor scribe, and he was in the clutches of a greedy moneylender. Moneylender is a person who gives money on interest to many persons. Clutches means he was caught in his tricks. Okay, and this moneylender was trying to trick scribe for a dream, and the scribe and his wife took their problem to Birbal, and Birbal was the famous minister in the Akbar's court. King Akbar's court. In that, Birbal was a clever and intelligent minister. So now let's see what happened. There was once a poor scribe in the city of Agra who copied other people's writings and books. He earned barely enough to support his family, but no matter how difficult it was, he and his wife always managed to feed themselves and their children. So once there was a poor scribe, and they lived in the city of Agra, and he copied people's writings and books. So he was very difficultly living his earning, and very difficultly he and his wife managed to arrange food for their children and themselves. The scribe was proud of the fact that he had never borrowed a single paisa. He was very proud that he had never borrowed a single paisa. Whatsoever he is earning, more or less, he is doing all the things from that money only. We must never fall into the hands of moneylender, he often told to his wife. He usually, many a times, he said to his wife that we must never fall in the hands of moneylender. The reason why he was thinking this was that the moneylenders took too much interest, and that interest sometimes has not be the persons who were taking the money on that interest were not able to return that money full due to that interest only. So that was why he was saying usually this thing to his wife. For if we do, we will surely be ruined. If we will fall in the hands of moneylender, then we will completely be ruined, means destroyed. The scribe worried so much about his lack of money and his fear of borrowing that his worries even found in the place of his dreams. This scribe was thinking that if I would fall in the hands of moneylender, then what I will do. His thoughts were so many thoughts he was having in his mind, that all the thoughts he took in his dream also. So one night he dreamt that he had borrowed 100 gold coins from the moneylender. So he had a dream one night that because of his thoughts only, that he had borrowed 100 gold coins from the moneylender. He woke up in terror, thinking, 100 gold coins, how could I ever repay such a large sum? So in the dream, he just wake up from that dream, and he started thinking, if I would have taken 100 gold coins, then how would I return that gold coins? Still trembling from his nightmare, he woke his wife and told her about it. Then at that time only, he woke his wife and he told that what he dreamt, that he had taken 100 gold coins. They talked quietly for a while, and soon the scribe felt better. Then when scribe shared this thing with his wife, they just talked, and his wife told that it was just a dream, and the scribe felt better. He fell asleep once more. Then he slept again. The next day, as the scribe's wife drew water from the well at the end of the street on which they lived, she told her friends of her husband's dream. Imagine, she exclaimed. He dreamt that he had borrowed not one or two, but 100 gold coins from the moneylender. So, in this paragraph, it is told that the next day, when the scribe wife went to take water from the well, there she met her friends and she told her friends about her husband's dream, what he dreamt last night. So she told that my husband dreamt that he had borrowed not one, not two, but 100 gold coins from the moneylender. Then her friends laughed at her with her. When she shared this dream with her friends laughed at her. A few of them thought it was a very good story and repeated it to their husbands when they got home. Others, some of our friends found this is that very interesting story it is, and they shared the story with their husbands. The story spread a few days later and it reached the moneylender ears. Then slowly and steadily this story was spread and it reached the moneylender ears also. He laughed when he heard it, but his eyes began to glitter greedily. When the moneylender listened about the story, he was laughing, but as he was a very greedy person, moneylender was very greedy, so he became very greedy. That evening he put on his turban and picking up his walking stick strolled over to the scribe's small house. That evening he just put his turban and he took his stick and he went to scribe's small house. I have come, he announced to the nervous and worried scribe. When scribe saw him, he was very nervous and worried, and he announced that I have come to remind you of the money you owe me. And he said that now I have came here to take the money from you. Money, squeaked the scribe in panic. I owe you. Money, he said. Which money I have owed you? Yes, answered the moneylender firmly. Then again, after listening this question, moneylender said, yes, 100 gold coins, surely you have not forgotten. Then moneylender said that 100 gold coins, I might be sure that you have not forgotten. 100, he was trembling. 100 gold coins, like this he was speaking. Gasped the scribe in a failing voice. That means due to shock, he was not able to speak even. Tottering to the nearest chair, he was just standing nearby. Then the scribe's wife, who had been listening from the inner room, came hurrying out. The scribe's wife, who was inside the room, she came out. But it was only a dream, she cried. Then she shouted that it was only a dream. You cannot ask us to return money that has only been borrowed in a dream. So she said that you cannot ask us for that money because it was a dream, and in reality we have not taken any money from you. Money is money, said the moneylender. Then moneylender said, money is money, and money borrowed must be returned. So if you have borrowed money, then you must return. You will have to start tomorrow. I am a good man, a kind-hearted man, and so I shall demand it all back at once. He said, moneylender said that I am a good person, okay, and then you have to give me money at once only. 1 gold coin a month will do. He said that in a month, 1 gold coin you have to give me, and then there will be interest above that as well, and then you have to pay interest also for the coins. With these words, he stood up and left. After speaking all this to scribe and his wife, he went away. The scribe began to moan softly. His wife sat down suddenly, her knees giving way beneath her. Now scribe was crying and shouting, and he was very sad. And his wife sat down suddenly on her knees, and they were just dumb. Now they were thinking, their mind was blank what they should do. Then they sat in silent despair. That is, they were hopeless. They were having no hope from where they will arrange all the coins. Suddenly the wife had an idea. Now his wife got an idea. Husband, she said, sitting up straight, we must beg Raja Birbal to help us. So she said that we must go to Raja Birbal for help. Only he can save us from utter ruin. So he said that we are very poor. Our complete poverty can be saved only from the Raja Birbal. At this, the scribe sat up. He sat up, and I shall go to his house at once. He said, if anyone can save us, it is he. So he also told that, okay, I will go, he can save us. Birbal listened to the poor scribe's tale of woe. Birbal, King Birbal, Raja Birbal listened to all the story, listened to the full story. Then he brought out a bag of gold coins and emptied them onto a table. He bought a bag of gold coins and he put all the coins on the table. He counted out 100 and put the rest away. Then he counted 100 coins and put the rest away. Next he placed a large mirror in front of the coins. Then when he counted the gold coins, in front of that he put a large mirror in front of that coins. Huzur, Huzur, the scribe said in a distressed voice. He was confused. Scribe was confused and he said, Huzur, Huzur, I did not come here to beg or to ask you to pay the money lender. Surely there is another way. Then he said, Huzur, I am not saying you to give the money to money lender. Maybe any other way you can think of. There is another. Birbal answered with a smile. Birbal smiled and answered, yes, there is another way. Be calm and go and call the moneylender here. Now be cool and call moneylender here. Tell him his debt is about to be paid and tell him that you will pay all the debt togetherly. Full of doubts, the scribe hurried the moneylender's house with Birbal's message. Then many of the thoughts were going around his mind, and the scribe very hurriedly he go to moneylender's house and gave the message of Birbal to moneylender. The moneylender smiled when he heard the message and got up at once to accompany the scribe. And he was very happy. Moneylender was very happy and he went. When he heard the message, he went with scribe to accompany him. When they arrived at Birbal's house and were shown in, the moneylender saw a pile of gold coins on the table. Moneylender, when entered, he saw that actually in reality gold coins were placed on the table. And he was very happy. He smiled and smiled, unable to take his eyes off them. And as he was very greedy, so he was continuously staring at the gold coins. The mirror behind the coins made a pile look larger than more glittery. As a mirror, like this mirror on the table, coins were placed and mirror was there. So the coins were looking more bigger in the mirror. So he was very happy to see. So the scribe borrowed 100 gold coins from you in his dream. Did he? So the Birbal asked that scribe has taken gold coins from you in his dream. So he is saying, yes, is it true? That is so, replied the moneylender. Moneylender said, yes, it is true, never taking his eyes off the gold coins on the table. And when he was talking, that time also moneylender was looking at the gold coins. Well, said Birbal, you may take all the coins in the mirror. Then Birbal said, okay then, if he has taken, then please you also take the coins from the mirror. The real coins belong to me. These real coins are mine and you can take from the mirror. But all those in the reflection are yours in return for the dream loan. But the coins which you see in the mirror, these coins are yours because these are the repayment of the debt which scribe has taken from you in the mirror. The moneylender knew he had met his match. Now the moneylender understood that he had met his match. That means he has met a person equal to him. The moneylender, played a trick with scribe, and in return Birbal played trick with moneylender. Without a word, he was silent. He was having no word to speak. Without a word, he turned and left. And he went back. Never again did he try to cheat anyone else in the city of Agra. And never then he tried to cheat anyone in the city of Agra. So, this story tells us that we should not take advantage of any person and we should not be greedy anytime.